The story of Genesis in the Bible. Hawa means Eve in Hebrew. The word describes the creation story, like how Adam and Eve damned the world by eating the apple from the Garden of Eden. They were found guilty by banished sins like pleasure and temptation were established. Once they were condemned, humanity and free will, free of choice, once they ate the apple. This is a story about women having two spirit sides, which makes her into two different kinds of women.
The video begins with the words Paradise Lost displayed on a neon sign. The setting is an abandoned church with organs. This is Cain's paradise. Cain here represents Eve, or Hawa, the Hebrew word for Eve. She comes in contact with a serpent. Her and the serpent gaze at each other intensely. Cain opens the video dressed in all black. Black typically represents the dark/impure side of things. She says, "Turn off the light." Darkness represents the kind of grim part of her life very well. She doesn't want any light coming in. She is to be surrounded by darkness, which is befitting for her character. She says the lyrics, "You can lie. You did nothing wrong." Even though lying is a sin, Cain doesn't care. She wants the person she's talking to feel comfortable around her, to trust her. Gold lining typically represents a deeper knowledge of yourself, and here it's used to represent how Eve truly knows herself and her capabilities of luring in her lover.
A serpent appears, slithering around, and Eve follows it. This shows that Eve is touched by the serpent, just like the serpent in Genesis. The train on the dress shows a snake shedding skin. Shedding skin for snake refers to them growing a new layer of skin. In this music video, it means Eve is shedding her old self and becoming a new and improved, better version of Eve.
So Eve is in a white bridal dress. It seems like she is trapped behind this veil. It could represent her repressed desire. Also, the bridal dress or the white dress can represent chastity or debauchery, which means sexual indulgence. The bridal dress has contradicting symbolism, yet it does represent Eve very well because of her image and her being like tempting, and then yet she's trying to depict herself as innocent. She also says, "You're in a dream, let her do it." That basically means that she wants to take control.
Gaian's dancing provocatively. Lyrics are, "Anyone looking for the paradise lost? Like sweet honey, maybe I'm that your diamond lost. Like something you want like crazy. I felt it unreal. Where are you right now? I'm lost at paradise. I'm here. I'm yours. Just remember this, you and I know the paradise."
Here, she refers to herself as honey. This could be a lie to lure in her lover. This is because honey is referenced in the Bible as something that someone eats when someone denies evil and chooses good, which is in Isaiah 7:15. Eve is trying to convince that she is the good side and the good choice. Cain says that she is in paradise lost after sinning, but she has no shame. She says she's sweet like honey. She says she is a diamond that is lost. Eve was once precious and valuable, but after sin, she wasn't. However, she reclaims her value by saying she is the diamond that you lost, and now it's time to claim her. This is suggesting none other than temptation. Dun dun dun! Basically, she's saying here that she is a person that anyone would want to crave.
Gain or Eve says, "I'm here, I'm yours." What she basically means is that she belongs to her lover and that her lover and her are in another paradise, which means sex. And she also says, "I'm almost paradise." It means that her body is almost paradise. And what she's saying is that she hasn't trapped her lover yet by her manipulation, but in the meantime or pretty soon she will.
We see the trees of Eden / knowledge symbols on the door. The entrance it is closed, which could means Eve is not allowed in.
She says, "Turn on the light." That represents her purity. She also says to make sure that you'll be able to see her clearly. Maybe now she wants her lover to be able to see her in her true light. She also transforms into a white dress. This represents her good side or her pureness. She could maybe be seducing her lover into faking a sense of goodness or pureness. Either way, there is a stunning contrast between her light and dark side.
So Eve appears in front of a mirror, and she's also saying that they are free. They're probably free from God's control and free from paradise, which was also known as Garden of Eden. Her and whoever she's with now has free will, and they can do basically whatever they want. And there's a quote from the producer saying, in Eve's story, humans don't have a passive existence, operating only by God's instruction. Doesn't our existence have meaning with the free will to choose our own lives?
When Gaian is drinking from the pipe, she is quenching her thirst for the fruit. The fruit here is an analogy for sex, hence the pipe dripping water. A quote from the director Huang said, "Water makes humans. People will derive from pleasure and even give up on eternal life." Basically, he's saying everyone out here thirsty.
Gaia now said, "Do not believe other things, but to only her voice." But other words that aren't her are lies. She wants all control.
So we are entering the second chorus of Paradise Lost. In this scene, Gaian is looking at herself in the mirror, and she is in snake form, which basically means that she has snake movements and she is very modal and very flexible, which represents like a snake. The scene flashes back to her and the serpent, which means they appear as equal or they're becoming as one. The snake is Eve's internal voice, which can help her deceive her lover. She also has the influence from the snake, so that does help her with her manipulation. Also, it does show that Eve is contemplating and developing her free will as she looks at herself in the mirror. And then this scene, there's a very strong color of blue hue. Blue does represent strength and power, so what that means in this scene, she has enough power to overcome her purity and ends up choosing to have free will.
Now the blue shift into dark, black, filter, and Gaian wears revealing clothing. It could be the death of her innocence. Gaian says, they are talking about fantasy. They are making up a story so that they can control you and me. Basically, religion is used to opposite people freedom, which is exactly what is happening with Eve, and why she rebels against God and does her own thing.
Gaian has a dance break of skimming across the floor using her whole body. She's very flexible and moldable like a snake here, with snake-like movements. This shows how she's now become one with the snake, and she has the ultimate change. She has fully embraced her free will. A quote from the producer goes, "Wasn't Eve an amazing woman who rejected heaven that was told to her by others? Wasn't she the one who carved out her own life? Was the snake not a real snake, but a symbol of her own inner raw desire? Wasn't Eve a woman so tempting she shook God's own son Adam?"
We are entering into the last chorus, which means that we are heading towards the end of the video. The MV flashes back and forth between the white and black imagery of Eve. These two sides are now part of her. It flashes back and forth to maybe hint a collision of the two sides later, of the black and white sides. Also, the lyrics change to "Beautiful lies, don't need them anymore. You are my, and I'm your diamond lost." Eve's main goal all this time was to get her lover, maybe Adam, to come join her and be together after she has seduced and deceived him. They are now together after Eve tempted Adam to partake in sin. So now they are both each other's diamond lost.
As we now see, Eve now has both sides conjoined. The white is on top and the black is on the bottom. The suggests opposite, but they make Eve who she is. Also, it represents the equal balance of purity and sin. This is a double intention for heaven being on the top and hell being on the bottom.
We are entering the last bit of Gaian's Paradise Lost. At the end, we do see naked men climbing on top of each other and desperately reaching Eve. In this scene, Eve does have this smirk look on her face, probably showing that she has now won over mankind, and she has also finally got what she wanted. So this set alone represents hell, as the men are damned. Eve is in hell too, but she's in the light alone facing God to show that she has accomplished what she wanted to accomplish in the beginning. Eve and Adam were the first humans to be created, and now that one of the original humans has been corrupted, Eve, she takes the chance to seduce Adam into being with her and not with God. Eve has corrupted Adam's sire line, which means that every man following Adam will suffer the same fate of being in sin. She now has every man under her control, and they cannot resist her. She took that power away from God and now has power over man. She now has given that much power to her sire line, which is future womankind.
Now that Eve had free will, she chose to sexually deceive Adam into committing sin.
They now have each other in sin and along with their future mankind. It shows strong feminism and dominance women have over men in ways that were unknown till now.
Women can sometimes make men do whatever they want because of their bodies. Sex is influential after all. This is a twisted version of the Genesis story, but it still carries the same meaning because Eve still convinces Adam to eat the apple, and they are eventually condemned for all eternity.